Listening to this podcast right now! Do you want to hear a fucking podcast about anything and everything? Yeah. Like movies, music, television, and more?
Oh my god.
Well, you've come to the right place.
Yes.
Subscribe to Journey into Comics Network, and you get Podcastrophe, hosted by me,
Yes.
Dick. Why not throw a couple bucks to the Patreon? It's your choice. Yeah. This is a Podcastrophe.
That sounds so awesome.
The following
Journey into Comics.
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 Network
Production.
This is a tasty burger.
You ever tried shawarma? There's a shawarma joint about 2 blocks from here. I don't know what it is, but I want to try it.
Do you want some coffee, Mr. Tully?
Do I? Yes, have some. Yes, have some.
Is butter a carb? Will you stop eating?
We elves try to stick to the 4 main food groups. Candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am not Nate, but you are listening to Foodies Watching Movies. I am Andrew Puhr. I am back. It has been a bit. We're in the new year. I haven't been on since last year, which isn't all that long ago, but it has been a while. This is episode 8, like I said, and I'm joined, as always, with Nate. How are you doing, Nate?
Dude, it's good to have you back. I'm doing splendid. 3rd season, 8th episode. It's been 5 episodes since you've been here.
Yeah.
But we're not alone. As always, joining us, the co-founder of Foodies. Welcome back, Miss Veronica.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going good. I'm drinking some real damn fine coffee right now. So
Great.
I'm perky. I'm here. I'm ready. Yes. I'm ready to rock. I'm happy you're here and bringing for the first time on Foodies as your wife.
Yeah.
Hey, the first podcast on the network is your wife.
True.
Newlyweds.
Yes.
That was so much fun. We had such a blast at your wedding.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome.
Can we say welcome Liz Puhr now?
Sure.
Her name's not changed yet, but she can.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Fair enough. I know it hasn't changed yet because it isn't Facebook official.
No, not yet.
But
also, we haven't got our marriage license.
Also joining us, an official co-host to Foodies. Welcome back again, Miss Sara.
It's me.
Rocking out every episode consistently on this season. You have not missed one. No, you missed one. You were sick, and me and V had to do like a late night one.
Was that the Tylenol one?
No.
That was
that was Christmas.
I don't know.
Oh.
We did the Christmas episode together for sure because we recorded that on Christmas. It was Christmas.
Well, that was the episode where Veronica was just not feeling well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I haven't been feeling well a lot this past month.
We got a nice guitar.
I got a beautiful bass guitar. Cassandra.
Hey, that's a movie reference.
Mm-hmm.
I said that's a movie reference.
That is a movie reference. One of my favorite movies, Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Her name was Cassandra. Yeah, I love my new bass. I've been having so much fun playing it. Mm-hmm. Sara and Nate got it for me for Christmas.
Yeah, Sara, I didn't congratulate you on Foodies. Even though I can't really congratulate because I feel like I feel like more like a featured player on this show.
You're still a co-host, man. You did almost all of season 2 with us. You don't lose the title just because you can't always be here.
And you've been very busy.
I have been.
I mean, you got married.
I did.
You had to plan the most delicious fucking wedding I've ever tasted.
Let's just take a couple minutes and talk about the food at the Puhr's wedding.
I can't take any credit, but I tasted it. It was all good. And then
you pick it, Liz?
We had a tasting. So we had to
yeah.
Cool.
Just explain our process, how we actually came up with those, because they're probably curious to know all that.
I am.
Well, back in what? Well, we tasted all the food back in August.
Late July, yeah.
Yeah, and so we had to do some sort of we had to they had thousands of pages of just food. Yes, it was. It was
maybe thousands of.
Let me ask you this: did you go through a catering company, or
yes? So
it wasn't at the site that made it. You hired it outsourced.
No.
Company?
So how this works? It's a company called Catering by Michaels, and they are housed in a bunch of different like random venues. Mm-hmm. So they do have like a kitchen there. They cook everything there. Mm-hmm. It's just that's like one of their locations.
Facility,
right?
Where they were all like because the food's all cooked on site, but it's all prepped at a different location, then ferried over, and then so like you're not putting like cooking it all and then putting it in warmers, taking it to the venue. It's all prepared on site, which is awesome.
That's nice. It makes it a difference. It makes it fresh.
Yeah, and so we had to go through like a bunch of different food from like the appetizers, different salads, things like that.
Right. How fun. I love that process.
And we had like recommendations too. We had a wedding coordinator. She was awesome. And she told us
11 appetizers you like.
Yeah. It's like pick as many as you want for this tasting.
So then we went to our tasting. And then it's like they brought it all out to you the way it would be presented to you at the wedding. And then you get to narrow it down to however many you actually want to have.
And you picked the best ones.
Those were all
clearly.
Ours came to like we had all these like exotic ones that came to the more American food options of all of it.
Well, like some of the exotic ones were just way too exotic for my taste, or they had nuts in it, so it was like true. I can't have it. If there's
limit certain things.
Yeah,
but that works well for me because I don't particularly enjoy eating any kind of nuts. You know, I mean, if it's in it and I don't taste it, I don't care.
Isn't the bruschetta the ones we got didn't have the nuts on it, right?
Right, because
some of the bruschetta
that bruschetta was incredible,
and it's like because normally bruschetta is messy. Because I was worried, I'm like, but like they came in just the right amount to like pop in your mouth and have all the good taste.
Yeah, and the little toasts weren't too crispy. They were like the perfect
texture.
They're definitely good at what they do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, what were some of the appetizers that you were going to pick? Like, what did you like, but you just decided not to go
I'm still mad
with?
my gazpacho didn't get picked.
But
the thing was messy because it would come in like an actual little cup. So then there's just extra things that people would be placing down. Like, what do I do with
making
this?
a mess?
So they wouldn't be like. And like the ones that we had were like in like little tortilla cups or little like the sweet potato cups.
Those sweet potato cups was Nate's personal
We'll get there.
favorite.
We'll get there. But
I was kind of disappointed.
Pinwheels.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that the Brussels sprouts weren't as good because I know you wanted the bacon wrapped Brussels sprouts, and they didn't. They just didn't turn out the way that we thought.
Big Brussels sprouts people.
So,
I love Brussels sprouts.
But a lot of the choices that we picked ended up. I mean, they were like, between 7 and 11.
Yeah,
and I think we only narrowed. I think we crossed off.
Well, I
maybe
think
2.
we had like 2 different pizzas on there. We had the one we had, and then we had like a different, like a sausage one or some other meat.
Well, you picked the right one. The margarita pizza was so good.
And we have that pretty regularly ourselves. So we're a fan of that type of pizza.
Man. Do we need to dive into our favorites?
I think it's time to start, like, actually talking about the apps, because it was,
endless apps.
The experience was amazing. We got there early, like I said.
Well, everyone, I feel like, got there a little
Everybody got there early.
Yeah. Well,
because we weren't expecting you guys until like 6:30, but like people were getting there like at quarter after, 10
the
after.
thing is that our ceremony was shorter. It was supposed to be like an hour and a half, and ended up being 45 minutes.
Yeah,
so it was like,
it's probably good. Because the priest he tends to ramble, but he kept it really concise for us. So we're like, what time is it? Like 6? No, it's like 5:45. I was like,
we're like, oh, cool.
Like my friend recorded it, and it like clocked in like 48 minutes. I was like, all right, take it.
Not bad, yeah. So our experience was we got there and we were sitting down waiting. So when like the floodgates of food started, it was like
free for all.
Yeah, we got a perfect table right by the open bar.
Yeah,
and the waiters just came out with all of these plates, and I was like terrified that I wasn't gonna get enough of like one thing that I liked, and I was like, oh my god, I better take one of everything that's coming out so that way I don't get shafted and miss out on some good food. But then the most magical thing happened. They just kept coming out with more food.
Oh man,
it was fucking unreal.
And was you under the impression that like you had to order food?
I just wasn't certain how it would work, I wasn't
like,
certain.
We have appetizers ready, like, oh yeah, we can order some appetizers. Like, no.
Like, Nate doesn't do these things.
Nate doesn't go to
He's never been
weddings.
to a wedding like this, I don't think, before.
I am not, there.
Me and V were like, no.
And honestly, though, like,
chill, baby, damn.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, though, like the reason why we picked this venue is because they kind of got down the wedding stuff to a science, because like they're like, you need to have multiples of food because like
people are gonna find what they like and take like 5 of them.
Exactly.
And
then other
have
people
one of them,
don't get
or,
it.
Like, So
that catering company had their shit together.
Oh yeah,
super impressed.
They were great,
and they just kept making it. They didn't based on what was getting taken. They just made more of whatever was being taken.
Smart. People didn't like. Yeah. So it was like they were.
It was like a seamless, flawless reception.
It was exactly what I wanted in the cocktail hour.
Yeah,
it was so.
Have people talk to me like, if we could just. We just have more of the appetizer. I was good. I was full. Like
I know. I was struggling when we got to the meal, which was
we got to the
also good.
Table was like, here comes the delicious meal that we also have to now eat, and those apps. But like, I don't know where we want to really start though. If we want to talk about all the apps, because there were so many different delicious things coming out. We had. Like you said, my personal favorite was the sweet potato.
The brisket.
Brisket.
Man!
Oh, barbecue
that
brisket.
Was stellar.
Sweet potato cup. Never expected that to be the thing I needed, but it was
just
bliss.
like this one, like a platter of those. Just like
But you know what's amazing? Yeah, I can make that happen because I just found that little mini muffin cup.
Yeah, we have
that. And you just make like sweet potato puree, put a little flour in there to thicken it up, or some cornstarch or something, and then you bake it.
Great foodies tip. That was an awesome foodies tip.
Gotta have them there.
Yeah. Can we
real guys?
Yeah. Can we talk about the mac and cheese?
They had the Parmesan crisp cup.
That was insane. Yeah, and that was like perfect for me because I can't have a lot of milk, but it was like the perfect little. It's exactly how much I take when I like get to have that kind of thing. So it was like a super treat for me because I don't ever get to have that.
I have to divide this up. I'm just.
Oh yeah, it was great. I need to talk about those little burgers too.
Ooh. Those are the most
little burgers.
sliders
ever. For sure.
That was
shockingly good.
Yeah, and Veronica does not even like sesame seeds.
I hate sesame
she
seeds.
hates them. She will not take them, and she ate like 3 of those burgers.
Sliders. And they were hearty sliders.
Yeah.
I was sitting there. I was drinking my cocktails, and I was just wolfing down these sliders.
Yeah,
like I was never gonna eat again.
She was practically like hailing the waiters down. Like, do I maybe not? Yeah.
I remember at the tasting when my dad had the sliders. Like, this is like when you think of a slider, you
think of
like this big, but the sliders are like
they were they were juicy. They were
good.
Per pounder. Oh,
yeah.
They were better than what you get at White Castle.
Oh yeah.
I mean, my
god.
Honestly.
I meant size wise. You know, like it's
better than a White Castle
quality.
slider.
I gotcha. It was way higher quality.
They were amazing. They tasted like they were cooked like on a barbecue in the backyard. You know, like they were super.
They definitely.
I felt like they were so
they
good.
had that like grilled taste to them.
Yeah, they had a grilled like a flame grilled taste.
The hot dogs were good.
Oh, yeah.
I love the fancy
the
name they gave them.
Yeah, the pups and croute instead of just mini corn dog or what? Pigs in a blanket, whatever. But those are always my favorite.
You had to make it fancy.
Yeah, you have to eat them with your pinkies in the air.
This is what your favorite was probably.
My favorite is like the Mexican 7 layer. That little.
Oh, that was so good.
Stellar.
You have to like. Veronica tried to eat it in just like little bites, and I said, "No, you have to eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
You have to eat." I know she doesn't eat big. She's little. She doesn't eat big bites of things. But yeah, you had to eat the whole thing. It was so good. I liked that one too.
I think I popped like 4 of them.
Yeah, Nate was smashing those.
If I would have had it as a whole bite, I would have enjoyed it. But I didn't get all of the flavors all at once.
That's what you could taste. It was like Willy Wonka. You could taste like all the different flavors and textures because they made them fresh. They didn't sit and get like yucky.
Right.
You know, like if you let it sit there for like 20 minutes, it probably wasn't going to be as good. Right. You know. But yeah, you get it fresh off of the little plate they had.
Man, we had a platter that we could have taken home after.
Yeah, right.
Like the entrees.
Yeah, because we got two entrees to take. We'll talk about that later. But I just really just had a thing of the appetizers, like a little bit of everything.
We gave you 10 of every app we had.
My god!
I've
been like,
right?
You know what? I kind of want to just order food from that catering company.
Yeah, really.
Like, I'm having a dinner party and I need all of these things.
I know one thing that we haven't talked about that you guys said was your favorite, unless we did talk about it and I missed it. But the tomato basil mozzarella thing.
Oh
yeah,
the
bruschetta.
We talked about that earlier.
Sorry.
We did talk about that.
Yeah.
Those were incredible.
Messy, but these were just...
I probably had like 4 of those.
Those were one of my favorites.
Those were Sarah's favorite.
Mozzarella,
yeah,
tomato.
Because they put the basil oil on it and the balsamic reduction, and that was just like, it was. I love.
Foodie heaven.
That's like one of my favorite flavor combos is the tomato basil mozzarella thing. I practically survived on that in college. I love those sandwiches, salads, whatever. But man, so good.
Always like you get the big one, you take a bite of it, and it all falls apart, and you're like, well,
they don't think it through sometimes. Yeah, or they'll put like a really big like crostini that like rips up the roof of your mouth, you know, or
so
it'll
crunchy.
or it'll be like a thin like crackery like really hard thing. Like I don't know why they have to make it so hard. Like that was just a perfect little thing.
Yeah, the bruschetta was stellar. It was texturally speaking, it was the best. It was so good.
Did we miss any? Are there any on the table that we missed?
I'm trying to remember our plate.
No, I think we got them all.
I think we
I like
got
when
them.
well, at least for us, at least with the burgers, they had the separate. Someone was also had like ketchup and mustard in little cups. They were walking around. I was like,
Yeah, it's so cute. Yeah,
that was great.
I remember Liv right away just dipped mustard then ketchup. I'm like, you put the mustard in the ketchup. What are you doing?
They didn't even need it though.
You did
like
that?
they were great just on their own.
It was your fucking wedding.
Yeah.
It
Of
was.
course you could do that. Do whatever the fuck you want. That was awesome.
Well, we had our own
Total
little,
game.
we had our own little platter in the room.
Yeah, because we were in that room with. So we had a platter of like 3 of everything for each of us.
And the
Plus,
wedding suite.
we had our cocktails and then a bottle of champagne. We didn't have to come out. We were good.
LITT, you guys were partying.
That was such a fun wedding.
Yes.
I've been to a lot of weddings, and that was just like so fun. You know?
I was thinking that too. I meant to tell you that when you guys got here. Like I had a really fun time.
Everybody
I had a lot
was
of fun.
dancing and partying.
Yeah, that
you could
DJ
tell everybody
was-
had a great time. Everybody loved the food. Like the service was beautiful. You looked beautiful, Liz.
Thanks.
Beautiful
Yeah.
dress.
I remember texting Nate and I was like, Nate, your head's gonna explode when the entree comes out.
Oh man, there was just so much food happening, and I'm still like shell shocked from the appetizers. So when the food starts rolling out, I'm just like, no, not.
We had a few too many drinks by that point too.
I had
well,
no
Nate hadn't
drinks,
had any drinks,
except
but
for the one old fashioned, which was something.
Nate was
typically
before the
get down with.
appetizers.
The drinks were strong.
But it was.
They were very strong.
I just drank Jameson like my normal digs. That's what
the
I
Parker was
do.
Heavy-handed is what everyone called him.
Yes.
He was heavy-handed. He was just like, oh, you want to? That's enough alcohol. Right?
That was a serious problem for me because I don't drink alcohol. I guess this is the point in our day where I tell the horrible fucking story.
From her perspective. No.
This is, and since Nate already talked about it, now I kind of have to.
I want to put the two stories together and like blend them, so it's like the epic
My
saga.
apparently my version does not count.
Your
two
version
stories
can also be.
instead of 3.
You can tell your version too.
The
It's
truck
fine.
or the car?
It was the car.
My car.
Oh,
Yeah.
Was she in the? I'm guessing you were in the back seat then.
Yeah.
Just hearing it all happen, I'm like, what is going on up there?
Well,
Sarah just grinned really largely.
I had a rough night. I don't drink alcohol. I don't know, if you guys know that, but I don't typically drink alcohol just because it makes me sick and I don't really like it, So I decided, well, this is like a holiday, New Year's wedding celebration. I'm dressed up. I'm trying to feel better from being sick. I've been like recovering, I'm going to have a cocktail. So I had the holiday cocktail berry thing that you guys had created for it. And it was very good. It was really strong. So I needed something that wasn't super sweet. So I'm like, I'm just going to go to the bar because it's an open bar. I never drink. I'm just going to have a vodka lemonade. Why not? And so I'm like, just go easy on the vodka. And this dude poured like almost the whole
Like
cup
equal parts.
of vodka and like a splash of lemonade. I was like, what the fuck? All right, I'll take it. I'm game, whatever. I'm grown up. I can do what I want. I'm 31. Damn it. Nate's driving.
If I want to drink the vodka, I'll drink the vodka.
I'm fucking grown up, whatever. So I sat back down. We're having a great time. I decided to have another drink because I run out of my drink, and I'm feeling really good at this point. And all these appetizers are in, and I'm getting thirstier and thirstier from these burgers. I'm like, oh my god, I better get another drink. So I go over. I'm like, I'm going to need another one of those vodka lemonades. Easy on the vodka, please. And he did it again. And I was like, son of a bitch. All right, well, I'm at a wedding. I'm going to have fun tonight. Why not? I never do that. So I did it. I had 2 vodka lemonades and a berry punch. And I got super wasted in a classy, contained kind of way. I was was just chilling.
Classy waist.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Buzzed. I was feeling good.
No one can tell from the outside.
Great. I didn't think so. I
We
thought
know,
I
we know
handled
how to
it
contain it.
very well.
Yeah.
I didn't fall down at all. I was wearing big shoes.
Yeah.
So then I
Wearing big shoes.
one of your bridesmaids, I think it was your maid of honor, was like, "Let's do shots," and I'm like, "Oh shit!" So I'm already drinking a Chardonnay with my dinner, or a white wine with my dinner, which was delicious, by the way. So then I was like, she's like, "You want to do a shot with us?" And everyone's like, "No." I'm like, "Yeah."
I looked at you and I'm like, no.
Nobody said anything, so I'm like, "Okay, let's
do
go."
it.
Why
So
not?
here's when I got to really quick back this up. In the moment,
It's like
it's
slow-mo.
a lose-lose. Okay, she's having a good time whiling out. If I am the party pooper and I'm like, hey, you probably shouldn't do
This
that.
would be mad at you the
gonna
rest of the day?
So and then it brings the vibe down. Oh, you're killing my buzz, ass, like all this stuff.
But
Oh,
I
then
don't
also-
know if
hold
that
on.
would have happened. I could have been like, "Oh, you're probably right. Thanks."
I told
Well,
you
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 don't
probably shouldn't do that. And you're like, oh, no, it's fine.
Did
That's
you?
when the no
I don't remember.
commenced.
So then on the other side,
They
like
could be
I said,
saying anything right now, and I'll be like, I don't remember
the
that.
other side of the lose-lose is that if I don't say anything, which I didn't, continue your story.
Well, I went over and I had a shot with the bridesmaids and you guys, and it was super fun. Whatever.
Yeah, I was like,
Woo.
also, like, I saw the film, I'm like, is that Veronica back there? Veronica! Hi, I got my shot.
Yeah.
Took
He's
it
like,
and
"Hey, what are
bounced.
you doing here?" They get you. I was like, "Hey, they pulled me in. I'm doing it. Whatever." Yeah.
She was our shot representative.
Yeah, I took one for the team, and then I went back to my table and I was like,
I looked at her. I'm like, we probably need to go now.
I remember you like,
I need to go home.
and I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, everything okay? You're like, we need to go home now.
I felt
was
the
like,
tides a turning.
As soon as I got back,
I
from
saw
that
the
shot,
look.
I looked at her. I was like,
It was the dairy.
Yeah, she just kind
I
of
can have
like.
dairy.
No, but it was probably the dairy liquor hitting your system.
It was the fact that I had drank 2 vodkas, a glass of white wine, a shot of whatever the fuck we were drinking.
Mixed liquors.
And
Was it a slippery nipple or something?
Yes.
Like that? It was that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mixed liquors will
Behind the
system.
scenes, your bridesmaid or your maid of honor trying to figure out if it was a buttery nipple or a slippery nipple was the funniest
Buttery
fucking
nipple?
conversation.
Oh my
She was
God.
At the table, like, we should all go do a buttery nipple, and everyone's like, what? And then I'm
Whoa.
not sure who said it. Somebody's like, I think it's a slippery nipple, and she's like, is it that or a buttery nipple? I can't remember.
Slippery buttery nipple.
It's just
it's
like
fine.
the behind the scenes of that was really
Well, 'cause
hysterical to me.
There's like a butterscotch shot or like
There's
butter
some-
something.
Yeah, butter shots.
Or butter rum or whatever
It's
they call
butter.
it.
It's called butter shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that's what she was thinking of. It was like,
Maybe. Yeah, maybe
Buttery
she just blended
nipple.
the two together.
it's a very different thing altogether.
Yeah, she's interesting. Okay. So yeah, the shot put me over the edge, and we had to go home. It was a lovely night.
Did you make it? How far did you make it before?
Well, we got in the
Not
car.
far.
We were driving.
Just past the gas station.
I have no idea.
It was
No
just
concept.
All I know is that I got really sick in the car. I was violently fucking ill.
Yeah.
It was a horrible night, and I was sick all night. And I will never drink like that ever again because I'm a grown up and I know better.
But you regret nothing because it was
I regret
a fun
nothing.
time.
I regret nothing.
You threw up such all those good appetizers.
Yeah, they
Yep.
were even better coming back the second time. That's how
website.
fucking good it was. I'll put that on Yelp.
No, Yelp. I threw up from alcohol. Still tasted good. Like,
Didn't totally wreck my car with stench.
it smelled really good. It
Yeah,
smelled like
yeah,
beef
yeah.
brisket. I was
So, yeah. It was
Slightly.
terrible. It was
Slightly.
terrible.
Oh, God.
Got home, got in the shower, got into bed, woke up. I didn't throw up the next day, so
always
that
good.
was good. Yeah, and I kind of feel like I'm still recovering from it. I think I might have poisoned myself a little,
Yeah, I don't.
and I'll never do it again.
It's always good.
Yeah.
So, from your guys' perspective, hard in the paint, how much drinking did you take on at your wedding?
Not as much as listed.
So much drinking.
Time out. I have to self-interject because we forgot like the star of the show, and it's because I'm the only one at the
Was
table
it me?
between the three. Maybe, but the three of us, I was the only one that had the delicious dessert.
I had one bite of it, and I was
flambe
like,
donut.
I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
I better not do it. I
Your
had
guys'
one bite.
decision
Oh.
to do the flambe donut was out of
That
sight.
looked so fucking incredible.
No, I think it was like
Yeah.
we're like, well, we can do a traditional wedding cake, but like some people just don't like wedding cake. Like some people are just not big cake people. We're like,
I'm not.
we're
I
not.
am one of them.
let's make it. Let's make
Yeah.
it.
Sarah doesn't like cake.
I like pie,
Yeah.
and we can't have a wedding pie, so it's just.
Well,
We
I bet you
coulda,
would be pleased to
but-
know that I am currently baking a pie right now.
Oh dang!
And it's got 11 minutes left, so I'm gonna
Oh,
have to
man.
pop out. At
We're
some
gonna have it
point
on the
and check
podcast live. That's amazing.
Yeah, or after, whatever. It's gonna need to cool.
Some damn good pie.
I hope so.
damn good
To go
pie,
with their
yeah.
damn fine coffee.
Yeah. But
some cool famous.
Yeah, I'm really glad we decided to do the
mixed berry pie.
Made it a show because like as soon as they announced it, people just disappeared to like that line. We're like, we're getting some.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
This night split one.
Yeah.
I wish I could have had one. I wish I wouldn't have drank so much, so I could have enjoyed
It's okay. There was
it.
also alcohol with the donut.
In the donut.
I wish I could have had two.
Hardy.
Oh, they were
and
gone.
been there long enough to have had a second one because
I wish I could have taken
the first one I was like, oh my god, it's so good. We have to go. I can't really sit and savor this, you know? Huh?
Yeah. I said I wish that I would have like thought to bring a to-go box, and then I could drunkenly sneak into the kitchen and steal all the apps that was left.
There was no time.
We had pizza to go at the end of the night.
Yeah, and they had
like
to-go
little
boxes.
big triangle box. You can take some nice
Cute.
pizza home
Cool.
with.
Yes.
Not the same pizza, but still.
Some pizza.
I cannot give.
So
the
some people can get a
caterer
little
good
grease
enough
coat,
review.
sober up a little bit, get into their car and go.
Yeah,
home.
I want to
Or
have a
get
party just so we can have that catering.
Yeah, totally.
They're worth every penny.
Yes,
I'm gonna think about that.
I absolutely agree. It was like I said off air, and I want to just reiterate it here. It was the most delicious wedding I've ever tasted.
Awesome,
like hands down. Everything. The main course, what was it? It wasn't steak. Was it steak?
It was a sirloin.
Yeah, it was.
The chicken.
The chicken was just
chicken stack.
Everything was just
because you guys had the dairy free-ish meal, so yours was slightly different than some of the other people's, but it was still pretty much everything was. You probably didn't have the breading.
Ours was very different because Nate had said that we were all getting lactose-free meals, and I was like, ugh, okay, whatever.
It was like you said. Well, it's like
because Sarah is the only one who's lactose-free.
Fully.
It's like, well, Sarah and I, but let's just all three of us will be. I'm like, okay, I'll let them know.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because I didn't know it was going to make that big of a difference.
Because
I just thought
Nate's
they would
never
just
been
go.
to a formal wedding.
Correct. I had no idea.
Yeah,
Guess
doesn't
what?
know any about
that potato pancake on the bottom was.
Guess what we learned?
What?
That I can't make
I
the
didn't get
decisions on food anymore. She has to. I'm
There you
not
go.
allowed.
Yeah, you're not allowed. Not allowed.
Yeah.
Whoever gets married.
But it didn't matter because I was full from appetizers and totally drunk.
Yeah.
And if I would have had any more on my plate, I probably would have thrown up the next day as well.
Yeah, it's all good. We only got to have half of ours the day because we had to go mingle and talk to people and things.
It's hard to eat on your wedding day.
So that's what they sent us home with some. So our lunch, was our Sunday lunch.
Yeah.
Sunday lunch was the meal again and leftovers.
Great.
Just as good leftovers, by the way.
Yeah.
I bet.
So
lucky.
you can get this catering 3 different ways, whether it's reverse eating it, or having it as leftovers.
Reverse eating.
Yeah, I just wanted to do that to
Reverse
make it a
eating
little
reminds me of that
less.
South Park.
No.
South Park's been on point lately.
Ooh,
Yeah,
we just started watching
I'm
the
so
newest.
Integrity Farms.
Oh man, we're really
that
into it
was
right now.
super
I've not watched in many. I never really watched it, but it's a fine show.
Yeah, all in all, man, thank you guys again for letting us be a part of your wedding and come to your wedding, and it was spectacular. And
Yeah, I was telling them earlier. I was telling Sara yesterday that I thought that instead of them sending us a thank you, that we should send them a thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting us to a glorious wedding.
I still dream about that food.
I will dream about it for the rest of my life.
it's also hysterical that like 4 days before your wedding, we actually broke even further our bottle opener. Like, and that was, you gave me that as a gift as being part of your wedding, was like a bottle opener, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. It just replaces the one we just fucking broke. This is great.
There you go.
Perfect.
It's like timing.
Yeah, that
you
was
knew.
nice.
The universe knows.
Such a classy wedding. I really enjoyed it.
10 out of 10 will, when you guys like renew in like 35 years, don't forget.
Same catering company, but
yes,
like, we're
find
here
that
for the
catering
food.
company. You're like, we're flying them in. I don't know where you guys are going to be. You'll have to fly them in, but you're flying them in.
Flying from down the street. Like, take off. They're worth the flight. Just go.
They took a helicopter. Tell you what kind of flight.
They had to fly the food in.
Ooh, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we had some great food. We've also been having a lot of great food because it's been the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys have some good holiday food?
We actually
Andrew
we
cooked.
had quite a week because we also we hosted Christmas Day at our house.
Ooh,
like 3 days before the wedding. We're like, let's just host Christmas. That's also that we also.
I was slowly going towards insanity because we redid a guest room, followed by hosting Christmas.
Our week of the wedding involved us.
It's all
getting all the wallpaper removed,
easy.
painting, priming, and organizing a guest room because we had company coming, and then doing Christmas Day for both our families together. We went a little crazy. Liz was like, "I can pull it." Like we now found out if we can pull it off in that kind of time. Everything else going on, we can do it whenever.
So there were no Clark Griswold moments.
Not really. No.
No. Well, that's great.
Yeah. So I did this really I did ham in the crock pot with brown sugar, honey syrup, and pineapple juice.
Gosh.
And I just soaked in that for 4 hours.
That sounds so good.
And then cut it up. So then we had people brought sides. We had baked mashed potatoes. We had a salad.
Peas and sneeze.
Peas and
Well, I
sneeze.
call it peas and sneeze because
Liz
it's
is-
peas and carrots with like little onion in it, so it kind of looks like boogers. So I used to call it peas and
That's
sneeze.
when she was really little. That's what she called it, and
God.
she's kept it since then.
That's
But
hilarious.
it was all good. Everyone loved the food.
Make sure that, like, if you ever have to gift somebody a recipe card someday, because grown-ups do that, make sure that's the one that you give them.
Peas and sneeze.
Yeah. Did you guys did you guys take your cookie boxes home?
Oh yeah, the cookies.
We did.
The-
That
the
was
favorites.
Devastated the cookies.
I was so pleased about that.
All
Oh
the-
man.
That's holiday cookies.
We had some of those today too.
that was such a nice little takeaway from the wedding.
Yeah.
The little A's and little E's in there, and
The jelly cookies.
They're good.
the cherry cookie,
Yeah.
the cherry topped dark chocolate cookie was.
My chocolate kiss ones got a little melty, but they were still good.
What's up on this?
That's,
Oh,
Stink bug.
it is in
Stink
fact a bug of
bug.
stinking.
It's
Sorry,
been so
y'all. I don't have
warm.
I don't have my glasses
He
on.
just fell.
I just.
No, he's on his
Just
back.
fell to his.
No,
fell-
still
He's
alive.
still there.
He's just on his back. He's got a full. He's over now.
All right.
Okay.
The cat get him.
I guess I can go let him outside. I'll be
Shoo him outside.
animal.
Interrupted by the stink bug. It's okay.
It's the bug of our existence.
Oh, the bug of our existence on
That's a
this
little weird.
episode.
It's okay. It's a good excuse to maybe get pie.
So, that's coming in 5 minutes. We're getting there soon. But I will
You guys are
say,
so nice to bugs.
yeah, we try not to kill things unless we absolutely have
Oh,
to.
I smash.
Yeah, Hulk smash. Ah.
Yeah.
Liz hates flies, so when it's fly season, Liz is on the workout.
flies,
Some of
like-
her cats were also fly catchers.
Flies can fucking die. Like, I hate flies. But,
Love the
like,
bugs.
spiders, keep spiders because they're going to, like,
Kill the bugs.
kill the bugs.
Okay, there's not spiders in our basement. It's fine. That's why Liz doesn't go down there.
So one thing that's been making meals interesting and nice for us is the fact that Veronica got a Instapot for Christmas.
I did.
We talked about this on the last episode, but at that point we had not yet tried it.
Yeah, we've since tried it several times. It's been hit or miss for me. I made some chicken. The first thing I made in it was a roast. Wasn't it the roast?
Yeah, it was the roast.
Yeah, the first thing I made in it was a roast. And what I like about the Instapot is that it has an option for you to saute it right into the pan or in the pot that you cook it in. Because an Instapot is a pressure cooker, slow cooker. So you can saute, you can make yogurt in it, you make
yogurt?
rice, you can make oatmeal.
So it's a big all-purpose appliance.
It is, yeah. It's pretty cool. I use it at the cafe that I work at. I do food prep there, and I use it to make chicken salad.
Ooh, okay.
And so I made chicken salad in it again, or for the first time in this Instapot, because this is a newer model. It has different buttons on it and stuff. And I was super pissed off because when I cook it, I'm cooking for a restaurant, so I make like 10 pounds of chicken salad at a time.
That's a lot of chicken salad.
It's a fuck ton of chicken salad. I have to do a lot of chopping. It's annoying, but I love it. Anyway, so
I hate it, but I love it. It's fine.
No, it's okay. I just really hate cutting onions. Like I have to cut
Who
so many
likes
red
cutting
onions. Nobody. And everybody at the restaurant makes fun of me because when I do it, I wear the little swim goggles.
Oh, so you don't cry.
Because it really affects
So
me.
you'll be just all down here.
The first time I worked at the restaurant and I had to chop that many onions, like my face was beet red. I stunk like an onion for like a week. And like my eyes were just on fire. I couldn't do it. I'm really sensitive to it, so I wear little Speedo goggles when I do it.
There you go.
And everybody makes fun of me. But anyway, so I made this chicken salad in it. And usually when I do it, I just put it in for like manually put in the time that I want. And this is supposed to be like smart, like a smart Instapot, so it can detect like how much is in there or whatever. So I just pushed the poultry button. And the poultry button only put it in for like 15 minutes. And when I took it out, I couldn't pull it apart. It wasn't cooked long enough. Like it was cooked to be done, but the texture was not right.
This
so
wasn't able to be shredded.
No, so the poultry option was not the correct option, evidently. So then I put it back in for like an extra 10 minutes, and it was still really hard to shred the chicken. So because it was all dried out too. So I don't know
Right.
what the hell happened with that.
I think with an Instapot, it's kind of there's a learning curve. There really is. We've made.
there's a learning curve.
I was telling you this. So we've done the roast. We
did the rice before the roast. Actually, that was the first thing we did.
We cooked rice in it because
rice work okay?
Not really. No, we needed to put more water in it. I think.
Yeah, I looked up a recipe for Instapot and it said to do equal parts, and I was like, I usually
parts water to rice.
I make a lot of rice. I make rice all the time. I make it on the stove. It's one of my favorite things to make. So I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna need a little bit more, but I've never used an Instapot before. I didn't know how it was gonna do, so I just went with the recipe and did equal parts, and I was like, it did the thing exactly, exactly what I thought it was gonna do.
The bottom. Like the rice was al dente, so it was a little too hard.
Yeah, it needed like another good quarter cup of water at least.
It could have steamed a little bit longer too. Like you have to really pay attention to the Instapot. Yeah. The timer just went off for our pie.
My pie's ringing. I need to go answer it.
Your pie's ringing. Oh my god.
Yeah, our pie is done. Yeah, just check it
but
and see if it needs to get more brown.
I was using it for a chili. I like making chili, and there's some chili in there. And I put it on chili. There's a chili setting, and it started burning the bottom of it. I'm still figuring out, and I think these are things, they're just very temperamental. They're very specific, and once you get the hang of it, I feel like it's going to be ultra easy to utilize because you can make anything with it.
Like there's a learning curve.
Like if I wanted to today, I probably could have made our potatoes, but I thought if I try it and it doesn't work, I've wasted all of our potatoes and time, and no one's going to be eating potatoes. So
yeah, there's an option where you can just put whole potatoes in there and cook them, and it'll be faster to cook them that way, and you can steam vegetables in it and stuff.
It's like you never put the popcorn button on a microwave. It's like that kind of thing. You gotta figure out what it does.
Yep. That's exactly it.
Now I know that the poultry button doesn't do shit.
And you need to double the time, probably.
Well, usually when I cook a lot, I cook it for like 37 to 40 minutes, depending on how much chicken I put in there.
Well, yeah, what you do is every time you hit whatever button, it goes to a different setting on that thing. So, like, the first button is the lowest setting, then there's a middle setting, and then there's a high setting. And I feel like with this thing, it's just have to...
a very...
good job, Sarah.
A lot of... Very technology.
It's very technical. There's a lot of shit going on with it, which is why I've at the restaurant I've ever used it to cook chicken.
Oh, actually, Instapot's the brand. I thought that was just like what it.
The
I'm
brand
gonna use Sarah's mic really quickly because I want this thing to talk to us like it does. It makes noises when you open it.
It makes the most adorable, happy little noise when you open and close the lid.
Oh, nothing's in it.
It's okay. Nope. Yep. Straight down. There you go.
Oh god, it's too fun.
Yeah,
really make sure
you get the point.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's adorable. It chirps at you. And what I did like about it when I made my roast, the roast needed to cook longer too. Like that, I'm having an issue with that. I'm just gonna need to like overcook it to the point where it's actually just cooked. But it has the saute option, so I could brown the roast in the pot and then turn it on to just keep cooking.
That would be nice. When I've done a roast and I've had to, you put it in the pan, you get all the sides, and then you add the broth and all. Then you pour it in. It's just if you do it all in one, it'd be so much easier.
That's the appeal of the Instapot is you can do it all in one.
That's why it's an Instant Pot.
It's
not how you make
a good
yogurt,
gift.
Though.
I like it.
Yogurt just seems like an odd choice for a.
I don't know if I'm ever going to use it to make yogurt.
I would not want to make that bad.
I like having the option.
I don't want to make bad yogurt because I feel like you'd never go back from that.
You know what would be cool though is you can make that and use yogurt to make like face masks because yogurt face masks are really good for your skin. The lactic acid in it.
Huh. Good to know.
Might be an idea. If it turns out shitty and you don't want to eat it.
Coming on next Foodies, we're going to all make yogurt masks and wear them during the show.
Masks. Market those.
Terrifying. It'd be a terrifying episode. Just like
us. That'll be our first live stream. It'll just be us.
Hanging out doing mud masks. Yogurt masks.
We did it for the wedding. I'm not going to lie.
You got one for the wedding?
We did. I made. There's like this Aztec like clay mask that I got on Amazon that's gotten like a ton of good reviews, and so I'm like, well, Andrew, let's do it together.
You were doing it by yourself the first time, and then you made too much. Like, Andrew, come here, and then also like clay. It's nice, but if you have a beard, it is interesting. You end up like it just hardens in your beard, and it's like I have granite face right now. Just like
yeah, maybe clay isn't the best for your.
You're like here. Like,
Yeah,
Just do
I
your
think you're
cheeks
more
and
of a
your nose.
charcoal
Do your
kid.
T-zone.
maybe more of a charcoal. Yeah.
I just bought a new charcoal mask today for like $2 for yesterday, whatever. Losing track of time.
Put it in your mouth. Put it on your face. Whatever you want to do.
I
The charcoal tooth whitening. Crap.
Oh yeah.
My mom gave me this little bottle from Lush. It's like homemade. Lush is a cosmetic company that does homemade products. That's all like natural and good for you, and made by hand. And they even say like this was made by,
Beatrice.
Michael or Beatrice. This was made by like Abernathy or whatever.
Nate Phillips. Like,
this was made by quinoa. But she gave me some charcoal toothy tabs, and you chew them up and you brush your teeth with them. They're supposed to
little like pills that you just like.
Yeah, like little tablets.
Wet your mouth, bite it, and just.
Yeah, they don't taste the best. I'm not a huge fan, but I mean, they tried.
It's just charcoal briquettes. They just throw it in a.
They put like florally, all natural hippie perfume in it.
What's hippie perfume in your mouth?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not hippie perfume. It's just what it smells like to me. It's like actual natural stuff. It just smells like
hippie perfume.
It smells like hippie.
It's the hippie store at the mall.
It's like you're chewing on Greenfield.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this thing that everyone's talking about with Netflix. I think we can get there. Have we weddinged out?
Yeah,
weddinged out.
This is like it's been a week. I'm ready to not talk about the wedding anymore.
You're over it.
Ever again.
It feels like weeks ago though.
It does feel like it
time slowed down after the wedding.
Well, it's like our life was running so fast that just like after the wedding was like a brick wall. Like we cleared through it, and we're like now we're on the other side, and we're like. We were different people back then. It's been a while.
What do we do?
Basically.
It was so long ago.
Is that a visual of us back then? Who were we? But no, seriously, there's this thing that's on Netflix we should talk about. Black Mirror Bandersnatch.
Yes.
You guys saw it?
Yes.
We did.
You guys made choices?
Yes.
We watched it. We made choices. I bet we made different choices.
And this is your first Black Mirror, because you guys didn't watch any of the show, right?
She did.
You've watched the show. All of it?
Me? Yeah, I watched through Black Mirror.
The first season.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're fully current to like all 4 seasons?
Yeah, all of them. Yeah.
I didn't watch any of it. I want to watch it though.
It's good.
I was told
it's
that
unique,
it was good.
especially the original ones when it was still like not a Netflix show and it was like a British show.
Okay.
That's why like the original ones are all like British actors set in British places, and it's a little like
it's disturbing.
It's very.
It's pretty disturbing.
The first season is really like.
Yeah, there's some.
Especially the first one, you're like, "What are we watching? Can we not watch this right now?" You know,
yeah,
you know that first episode. You're like,
they start off with a very they're like, this is our point of view.
This is what we're getting.
This is what we're going for.
You're like, well, okay, whatever else happens, I think I'm on board. I'm just not sure if I can handle this. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to say
board,
anything because it's disturbing enough that I don't want to spoil it.
Right.
Good call.
Because you know what's going to happen, like from
basically
10 minutes into the show, and you're just waiting.
So this Bandersnatch thing is hilarious sounding. I mean, to me, it sounded like some kind of weird horror porno or something.
Yeah.
I just kept seeing on the internet, like on Facebook, scrolling Bandersnatch this, Bandersnatch that, and I was like,
porn.
as long as it's not Bird Box, what is Bandersnatch?
They come out like the same time, and you're like, we've all seen Bird Box. That's
I haven't seen Bird Box.
We haven't.
I just saw all the memes about it, and I was just like,
I don't know if you like Bird
I don't
Box.
think I'm gonna like this. I don't think that's for me.
It doesn't look like I would like it. I don't know.
I feel like The Quiet Place you'll like it, but I don't think these guys seen
We
Quiet
didn't
Place.
see that either.
Quiet Place is better, but I
We're
think
really
they're both very
behind for
similar.
a Foodies Watching Movies podcast.
It's
We're
fine.
behind on our movies.
Everything you can always rent everything or get it on demand, and everything come to Netflix eventually.
That's also true.
Or Hulu.
This Bandersnatch is the first interactive movie, though.
In the Netflix era or the street watching
streaming
movies in your
era.
home. Not since put it in your computer to play other activities have this thing kind of come into existence.
I'm super on board with this whole concept because I loved choose your own adventure stories as a child.
Oh, I loved like those Animorphs books where like you could choose.
Oh, the Animorphs books were dope.
Because you're like, oh,
forgot about
what
that.
animal you want to be? This one. Flip to page 47.
Totally. I remember that.
That was always good times.
Yeah, that was good. Forgot all about Animorphs.
All right, tangent away. Back.
Yeah, the choose your own adventure stories were great.
No,
It is
totally.
relevant.
I love
It's
it.
the
I
same
love it.
idea.
And there's the pie.
And there's pie.
I'll go check it.
But no idea anything about Black Mirror. I was completely blind on this, so it was
they're
just
all anthology, so it's not connected.
I was reading the description of Bandersnatch, and I was like, it's interactive. How the fuck does that work? Like, I genuinely at the time could not grasp the concept of how they were going to pull this off. Mm-hmm. So that alone was intrigue for me to be like, we need to watch this ASAP. We talked, you guys had seen it, and it was like, okay, we're watching this, right? Mm-hmm. So last night we sat down and did our first viewing. I actually wrote a roadmap of the choices we made.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're interesting choices, and there's actually one specific choice that we made that we can guarantee is why we got the end result we got.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And we're
because I feel like the first few don't really matter in the larger extent of things, but I feel like there's some that really do affect.
It was the 6th decision you make.
Well, when we get through it, we'll walk them through it.
Yeah. So, also, I will say, good to note that we are going to
we're not gonna super spoil it for you, but we'll spoil enough.
Kinda, yeah, I guess is the way
we'll go through all. We won't talk about the exact end because also the ending that we're gonna talk about, you couldn't maybe not have seen. There's like 6 different endings, I think.
Well, and actually more than that too. There's lots of different options throughout the whole thing. The director said there are trillions of options and outcomes or ways things can change.
Because we got the first ending like right away. It's the one like if you say no or no, yeah. If you say yes at the beginning, it's the shortest ending. Towards the beginning when he offers you, because it goes right to the movie.
Well, yeah, the accept or refuse.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second too. So, yeah, we put it on, and I was like, I'm not sure what we're getting into, you know. And the first decision, which did you guys pick?
That was the cereal one, right?
Sugar Puffs or Frosted Flakes?
Frosty Flakes
Frosty
for
Flakes.
the win.
We went Sugar Puffs.
Liz, listen, I'm a fan of Frosted Flakes.
I just said, what do we want
I like
to
how
pick?
it was like vaguely Frosted Flakes, but they couldn't, like, something couldn't actually say it. So like, it's Frosty Flakes. You're like, alright.
I'll take it. Yeah, it's Frosted Flakes. Close enough. So that's like the cereal you eat, and it's like an early, quick decision to kind of get.
It didn't really matter. It's like 2 boxes. What you gonna take?
Yeah, it's not gonna change.
It's not like, this box is actually full of chainsaws. Like, oh no.
Cereal box full of chainsaws.
I feel like Bandersnatch really did go from like 0 to 1,000 pretty fast.
The vague questions. Like, well, what do you? Yeah.
So, you're in the car at some point with your. No, you're on the bus. That's right. And you have to choose on your Walkman what you're listening to. Now, we chose Thompson Twins.
Yeah, and Liz and I both chose Now.
2.
That's what I call music, too. Which is surprising because they're not like Now 57 or whatever. There's so many now. But yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, actually, how many they have.
And
then
options.
you end up, because the whole basis is your character, Stefan, has got this idea for a video game or a computer game.
This is the 80s.
He's like 19.
This
1984.
This is the 80s when the music generation, or video game era is kind of taking off. It's all very
new,
it's all keyboard.
exciting.
And he essentially is trying to pitch his game to Tuckersoft.
Yeah,
yes.
Right. And he is essentially admiring their star at Tuckersoft, which is Colin. I didn't get his last name.
Yeah. He's like
Colin.
He's just
Colin,
genius of a video game designer, like the Steve Jobs of video games.
Now, essentially, they ask you, "Do you want to join the team?" We're gonna be
because he brings like a demo essentially
of Bandersnatch, his video game, which is a choose your own adventure,
which is based on a book. That has like the book also is like a choose your own adventure. Has thousands of endings
and the book's author has like some crazy, insane backstory where he like murdered his family.
He murdered his family, just
lost
out of
his mind,
and then so that's
conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, conspiracy theorist.
So, do you guys accept the deal or do you refuse the deal?
We originally
accepted.
Same. I think that's what you feel like you're supposed to do.
Like it plays a bit like like I love how like the music will start like. It gets really tense. You're like, yes, and then it's. I love
the show just really plays with you because I found myself questioning: is Netflix making me choose this? Am I choosing this? It's just like it was like Incepta choice for like the whole thing.
Well, it's also always highlighted one question. It's not always like the left one or the right one. It's usually always defaults to one. Response to the question.
Right, so like the way that they would build the music, like it would make me be like, ooh, I do want to see what this would happen, or instead of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't.
It starts getting like, still because they'll just randomly interject like vague choices like, we'll get to it, but like the one place I got at the record store, and it has like 2 albums and like things that we
Right.
don't. But we'll get there in.
So we all accepted it, and that leads to what you arguably says the shortest version of this.
Right. It cuts to Christmas
4 months
time,
later, yeah.
and it's not a great game. Like it said it was a game made by committee. It's so no stars.
No stars, yeah, the worst.
And it's like I can do better, and then it rewinds itself back to that meeting, or actually back to the beginning of the day. Like you woke up in bed, July 4th.
You see all your choices that you've made up to that point.
Uh-huh.
So your path is decision, and then it's the accept or refuse, and then you're no.
And I love the response. He's like, no, yes, no, and it's like looks so confused. Like, and then like there's that whole thing. It kind of gets you going with like, I want to do it, but I want to do it my way. And
so after that, you end up going to your therapist.
Because you get all his backstory.
Now we tried to avoid the backstory. We said no a couple times, and it was like, "Are you sure you don't want to talk about this right now? Like, are you sure you've remembered?"
Yeah, they want
everything?"
you to do that because that fades the.
Okay, I guess we want to hear about his tragic backstory with his mom. Sure, and then you get the rabbit memory and all this shit. But then right after that, and this is the decision that I think and we kind of agreed on is probably what changes everything. Do you take the pills or flush them?
We flushed them.
We flushed them the first time, yeah.
We flushed them the first time.
And then we went down a rabbit hole, I think.
A no-win rabbit hole where we didn't end up enjoying the rest of the movie as much as I wanted to because I was like, oh, lame. At the end.
Because I'm trying to think what follows the.
I don't want to spoil it for other people.
Right, because
it'll be different.
But I think there's some. Yeah, it gets really trippy and mess with your mind towards the end. Like as the threads start unraveling and you start seeing that there's more than he remembers or what actually his side of the story. It's a lot like the Truman Show to an extent. I was getting those kind of vibes during that.
Totally.
The world wasn't his.
And it's like, is what he's seeing in his quote unquote dream state reality? And sometimes you get validated by that.
You're like, oh,
because you would have payoff. I don't know if that happened with you guys.
Oh,
where you
with
would be dreaming. And then you'd go into an actual what you think is a situation, and the code is the right code or whatever.
Right, or it's like also it's like around the corner. It's like, oh, that's a set. That wasn't a room.
Yeah, and it changes your perspective.
Oh, and I love
It's so trippy.
I loved the meta moment in that movie where he's like, after he's realized that like his decisions aren't his own, he talks
Who's
to you,
controlling me?
and you're like, I am, and you're like, I am on Netflix. On Netflix, it's an early 21st century
entertainment platform or something.
It's like, what? That doesn't make sense. What is? I was like, what is going on right now?
Yeah, we chose Netflix. We tried to explain. We told him more.
And they're like, done. We're done talking.
And then you go to the therapist, and this is the.
Oh, this what equals like the weird fight scene that happens.
Yes,
that
where
was awesome.
It's like she's like, if this was a movie. Wouldn't you be lacing this with more action? He's like, fuck yeah, that's what we chose.
Oh yeah, we
yeah.
chose fuck yeah too, I'm pretty sure.
And then
like clicks like the table out.
Yeah, but then you essentially end up, I think this
kicking
is
your dad in.
Yeah, you kick your dad in the balls. Which version was it that we did? One of the versions.
Well, because that's the same version that he chose to follow Colin. That was the preceding to that, because that ended another way.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure.
Yes. One thing I wanted to mention with this was there was a version of this where we killed the dad. Like, you made the choice to do that. I don't know if you guys did that.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was like, I loved
They didn't really give you an option to not kill him.
I guess that's true.
It was like you're holding like a crystal like ashtray or something.
Yeah.
And just like, but he died really easily. He was like,
But
bam! And then just like, that's it.
I loved what they said, the people that were reviewing the game. And he was like, this game gets 2 stars just based on its like bizarre backstory and gruesomeness. It was sad, dark, evil, vile. Like they're calling you, the Netflix user, out for killing the dad.
Right.
That was funny.
Well, it's just it's very. I just like when he's like when he gets self-aware of what's going on. He's like, tell him to bite his nails or pull his ear. And like bite his nails, he goes like, and it's like his hands like he doesn't want to do it.
We picked earlobe.
Oh, you picked earlobe? Did
And then
he pull his ear and he
went up
stopped?
to pull it, and then he grabbed his hand and pulled it down.
So that's how things are a little bit. That would have been such an interesting movie to make.
Did you jump or did
we asked him to jump
the first time?
Yeah, we never went through it again to have him jump.
We jumped the first time.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Did you wake him back up at the beginning?
You went backwards, and you just get guided back to making the decision again
to have
quickly,
him jump.
and then you have him jump.
So I just when that whole scene in his room when he's just talking about how this is all.
Yeah, I guess I felt that with the decision for us to flush the pills was why we kind of went down the rabbit hole.
What did they take? Was it LSD?
I don't know.
They took that pill. It was like that. It had like the tiger logo on.
Yeah,
he
took acid. That was.
And like they're just and he was like, it got weird.
It really.
It's all really fast. It's all there's multiple realities. If I die here, I'm not actually dying, or what? I was like, what?
Yeah, like multiple timelines.
Convergencing and.
Yeah, some really heavy, interesting topics in this movie. I would go back and watch it and go through it again and make some different choices.
To make the opposite choices of. It's not even that long. It's like an hour and a half.
They said the shortest path through to completion of the best ending, I guess, is 40 minutes.
Okay, so yeah, it's not even.
So, but you would have to know the path you're taking. You would have to understand the full narrative at this point of how.
And I love that it gives you an option. Like it doesn't just take you to the end and then you have to start over. It's like, oh, you can either play the end credits or you can choose a different situation and go back.
Yeah, and try it differently.
Did you bury your dad or cut up your dad?
Yeah, we buried the body.
That's what we did first.
Yeah, and then the dog caught, and that's how we got it. And then it's like they talked about the end of the game when it came out, how the kid went crazy. And
that was
but then when he cut him up, then it was fine, relatively.
So
well, good to know.
You guys never did.
That's okay.
No, yeah. What was the?
We only watched it once.
What was the ending that you guys ultimately?
The one we stopped watching. We actually accidentally cut away from it. Then I couldn't get back to it. It was he cut up the body. The movie goes out to be like a smashing success. He gets it finished in time.
The game.
It's his happy ending, but the guy's still missing. Colin. They assume like he ran off with his wife. Whatever. There's no
resolution.
No, that's the one. No. That was the ending where he got caught. No, that was the buried one.
I don't know.
I don't remember. They all run together.
Yeah, I'm super into this. The version we ended on was Tucker Soft closing.
Oh yeah, we saw that one.
Yeah.
Like the boss, like why y'all mad? That was the one where they found out he did it, so he got
a victim too.
Yeah, they had to close their doors and liquidate because.
And that's when they ended the movie.
Yeah, so we did the one where that was the one where choosing the way that he did the body was what got us the other ending.
I would love to see. You know how they have like data charts for Netflix? I would love to see user decisions for this.
Like
as a whole.
System. That's what should update later. Is like your decision, like you and 7 billion other people decided this was the
kind of like how Telltale games do. You've played Telltale games?
I've seen it. I haven't played it personally.
When you get to the end of making decisions, at the end of each chapter, it tells you your decisions and what the other people.
Apparently, they've been saying that this movie, or Bird Box, made like it's been at a ton of views and all that. So I know they're both getting a lot of traction this time of year. So I think it's definitely. I think they should make more. I don't know if they should all be the Black Mirror ones, but I think this is a neat idea that Netflix should do in the future.
It's gonna catch on. This was their test run to see
and
everyone played it, so I think everybody's into it.
Like I don't think
there's probably gonna be like choose your own rom-coms.
Right. I don't think I'd want a TV series that's like that.
Ooh,
but
that'd be hard.
But like a movie like this every so often.
Mm-hmm.
But like
an event.
But Netflix is making all these weird decisions. Like Idris Elba is doing a sitcom where he's a DJ.
Netflix is pretty much making anything that gets pitched to them, right. I think.
Within reason, yeah. And then like Idris Elba is playing Coachella this summer as a DJ. Like he's an actual DJ now. Like he DJed like the royal wedding, and so I'm like, what is happening? It's reality. But I'm
strange.
Netflix they have a lot of money. And now that the whole Marvel thing they're kind of done with, they're can just throw that money into other things.
Sarah, I think, said it best when she said this was more like an interactive video game.
I would agree with
because
that.
you're like watching a live action video game play out and helping decide.
It was very meta. It was definitely
I enjoyed it. I'm down for more. Sarah also said that it was kind of like the never-ending story.
I kept wanting us to break his computer. I was like, I don't want to break the computer.
Yeah.
Throw coffee at it.
No, I don't want to.
Ooh, is that coffee done?
Like that was the whole weird thing. I'm like, why does he want to break his computer? Yell at his dad. Yell at his dad.
Yeah. Also, did you choose a different path where you chose the sign instead of saying you were Netflix?
We did
on the second time. It just showed the symbol, and it was just like
But then that actually, depending on
there's another one where you could say you're a PAX or something, which is the other one. We didn't do that one, so I don't know.
We got through that one. We actually got through the PAX thing because if
we
you
saw
do
the PAX
sign,
thing when he went into that safe, that's when he figured out his dad wasn't who he thought he was, and
yeah, but the safe. Well, I mean, not to, again.
We're trying not to spoil this.
I don't know how you not spoil this because you're never going to tell somebody what their outcome is going to be. Everyone's going to choose a different decision. Because even if you chose like the same first 5, the rest of them are all. You could choose one of these different and change the whole course of it all.
Right. Every option has a different ending.
Yeah, but I mean, the PAX one, you have to like admit, like you find a file that PAX is real. The
programming control.
Yeah. Thank you. And then like you have to. There's numbers that you've been hearing throughout the episode or throughout the whole entire presentation that you keep hearing be repeated that you have to put in as the number code, and then you find that holy shit, you're actually on set and not real. And
yeah, that was.
And then I don't know, man.
Yeah, I got
more of this. I guess is ultimately what I want to say because we're talking so much about it, you know.
Right, and I think if you liked this, there's definitely some of the more recent Black Mirror episodes that you'll really enjoy because we love it.
I love it. Oh
those
my
Black
gosh.
Mirrors, they're all
every
all
episode
the futuristic stuff.
It's like it's like present day but slightly futuristic. It's
Yeah.
like they don't. It's not super like, but like one thing is weird. Like,
well, what's cool is that they keep most of like the technology from episode to episode the same, which is nice.
Like this consistency.
Yes.
Right, like,
that's
it's always
probably the only thing that's consistent.
I think my favorite like couple episodes is the one that have John Hamm in it, where he's like playing.
I like John Hamm.
Oh, is that the Christmas one?
That was the Christmas
I think
one.
that was one of their Christmas ones.
There's always a big thing that usually it involves this little white dot that's usually on someone's temple or both their temples, and there's some good ones that you'll. It's all worth it, and they're not super long.
What was the one with the redhead?
Oh, the one with Bryce Dallas Howard.
No, was it her or
The
Christina
one where
Hendricks?
no, it was Bryce. The one with the point system.
Yes,
that was Bryce
that
Dallas
was
Howard.
cool.
That
I
one's
liked
really
that
good.
one a lot.
That one was directed by some well-known actor. Did that one or wrote? No, this one was written by Rashida Jones. Maybe I don't know. It was all
I
good.
don't know. It
It's
was
all-
really good. It's like the whole society is like based on your interactions, and if you have a good interaction,
It's
you
like-
get points.
it's
If
point-
you
it's
don't,
like life
they
by
go.
it's like
It's like a
so
caste system.
You bring someone a cup of coffee, like a friend. They'll give you like a few points, or you cut someone off while driving. They can give you negative points. And how your life works, is like
It's
you
like
have to have
you're-
certain thresholds of points. So like, oh, you can't go to this restaurant. You have less than this many points.
Or,
you
like,
can't
sounds
rent
awful.
this car. You have
yeah, or you can't buy this house, or
It's almost like
it's very
If
interesting.
the world was YouTube and your views determine if you have 10,000 points, hey, you're the elite, you're like a celebrity to that world. But
yeah,
so
that's
it's
probably
very
my favorite
unique.
one.
Interesting.
Man, I want to check it out for sure.
Well, now that we've finally finished Doctor Who, we have some time. We can check that out.
Yeah. Then there's also the Hulu's has their own version of it that we both would like. We just watched a movie of that last night, which is this Into the Dark. So it's all these. It's like.
Is it Into the Dark or Into Darkness? I'd
It's
never
Into the
know.
Dark.
I don't know.
It's basically like what Black Mirror is to tech. This is to horror. So it's like they're monthly and they're tied to like the holiday. Like they premiered with Halloween at the Halloween time. So the first one's like Halloween themed. Then there's a Christmas one and a New Year's one, and they have ones coming up like Valentine's Day.
horror?
They're all horror. They're not specifically tied to the holiday. They just take place during the holiday.
Right.
And have loose connections. Just watch the trailers from on Hulu.
Okay.
And they're like Puka is the one I can't wait to watch next.
The Christmas one, yeah.
That one's a little Black Mirror-ish, but I'm excited.
Into the Dark.
Yeah, it's Into the Dark. If you search that on Hulu, it'll show you. It's
There's
like a 4 series,
right
but they're not. They're like little hour and a half
vignettes.
Little movie, little standalone
Sweet.
movies that are all in the same.
Cool.
And they're gonna keep making them, I think, for a year. They're gonna do it and then reassess
That's
after
cool.
the first season.
We live in a really interesting time where TV and movies are kind of converging and blending into each other's genres. And I think the future for entertainment is going to be really interesting.
We're in a content-heavy world now, and I think we're gonna see a lot more because the accessibility. It's like they don't have to be a theatrical released movie for people to see them anymore.
Right.
Movies get a lot more views just by putting them up on some platform.
Right,
and
movies
everyone's
are
getting
too
into it.
expensive to go out to
Like
anymore.
Facebook now has like Firefly and has their own programming. Apple's doing it.
Like the Facebook Watch.
The Facebook Watch.
God.
They bought the rights to Firefly, so you can just watch it on there. YouTube
Really?
Red. YouTube has its own. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know about Firefly getting it.
Yeah, I see those
Interesting.
ads pop up all the time to watch Firefly on Facebook Watch, and there's that other TV show with like Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah, the
and,
Beauty Queen show.
Like, yeah, Facebook's
haven't
getting
seen
TV,
it.
Apple's getting TV, Google. I'm surprised they don't have anything yet. Like, people are just expanding into content. So we're going to be exposed to so much.
Cable subscriptions are so expensive, and the services are always, in my experience, always been shitty.
Right, and the thing is, like,
Agreed.
it's going to get to a point where everyone's going to have their own $10 streaming service. It's going to cost more than cable. Or people are going to start picking and choosing, like, well, I can't do... Or people will be like, well, I do Netflix on March and April, and I do Hulu in February.
See, I think the only things that I need, honestly, the only things that I want is Netflix, Hulu, and HBO Go. Those are the only things I would pay for.
Well, I know, like, and you, like, I know you get it through different means, but, like, you really like the DC Universe service.
Yeah, I do like the DC Universe service.
Especially because they have new stuff coming out here pretty soon.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be having a Disney one, too, right?
Well, Disney Plus,
next year.
And here's the thing, and I reported on this on JIC a few weeks ago. It is looking like Disney is going to be offering Disney Plus also because they now own Hulu.
They own the majority share of
They
Hulu.
will be able to add Disney Plus as an add-on to Hulu, much like your Stars package or HBO Go packages that you can get on Hulu now.
Hulu can add HBO for like the same money,
Yeah,
but
you
you
can
access
add
it
all
all
them.
through the same platform.
Yep.
I would probably like if you can get Hulu through Disney through Hulu or vice versa. I'd definitely be up for that.
I mean, absolutely. My question is, speaking of Disney, how long before we get a Disney Choose Your Own Adventure movie?
I don't know if they would want to take that risk.
Man.
I don't know.
If the story was done right, though, and I mean,
If it was marketed
think
for
about
children.
kids. Exactly. That's where I'm looking
Disney's
at it.
Deadpool 3.
That actually would be hysterical.
All right, how old are you? Click the button to get that story.
I'm all about that.
Are you 13? Yeah, you can get
Here's the 13-year-old version of this movie. Enjoy. Hey, making an appearance. Ami, do you want me to pick you up?
Ugh, that cat.
So loud.
Such a loud cat.
Rah, rah, rah.
But yeah, I think
Right.
I
into
think
the
I wouldn't be
mic.
surprised
That
if
was awesome.
everyone made their own choose. Like because I don't think they've made too. I don't see those books anymore. But I'm not really. That's I think I'm more of a kid thing. I don't see that much anymore.
Me either.
But I would take give me a horror version of that. Give me a animated a kids version of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would do something like that again.
Yeah.
That was cool.
The sitcom one would be kind
it.
of interesting. It's like what?
I don't think you could really do it with that.
I feel
Because
like
what
it has
kind of
to be- I feel
jokes
like-
would you
I feel like it
have?
has to be a
Bust
movie.
into Seinfeld's apartment. Don't bust into Seinfeld's apartment.
I feel like you could. That'd be like a 10-minute thing. Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't go in, and
I
then
like
you just
it-
did this.
A movie works when they kind of have it
specialized
laid
like
out.
a movie. I like it as an event, a one-off event here and there. Too much of a good thing is too much of a good thing.
I think Neil Patrick Harris's memoir was a choose your own adventure book.
Really?
I think so. Which
That's
sounds about right.
Adorable. What a funny idea. Writing a memoir as a choose your own
you just,
adventure. Ooh, interesting. I like that. That's cool.
I don't know. I think it's just there's a lot of good coming. I think.
I will say we're on the Oscar season countdown here as we narrow in. The Golden Globes are already happened by the time people are listening to this. I wonder who won. Any predictions? Who do you think, since we're here before the actual awards?
I think I've actually been looking. I think I've seen a good chance of some of the contenders. I think the big choice, the big ones that are probably going to come out, at least will get some love. I think A Star Was Born is probably a shoo-in to get something, at least a few awards.
Probably Bradley Cooper walking away with the Best Director Oscar.
Possibly.
I didn't get to see that movie. I wanted to.
Definitely probably going to get song, because that song I think has blown a ton of people away. If not, Mary Poppins might get a song, because everyone likes Mary Poppins
I
music.
heard that movie wasn't great, though. I didn't see
It's got the same rating as Aquaman.
Really?
Interesting. I heard Michael Rooker is returning for the sequel. Mary Poppins, y'all.
Oh gosh, but I don't know. I'm kind of surprised. Black Panther keeps getting nominations in other places.
I keep forgetting that movie.
Bohemian
came out
Rhapsody
last
has
year.
gotten a lot of love
because it came out
I like
early
it.
in the year.
Other movie podcasts I listen to don't like that movie, which I don't.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
They like it. They want it to be more artsy, but it's so.
People
I don't know.
like it's a very mainstream movie
But it was
biopic, but it's
good.
good. I really enjoyed it.
They want it to be this indie thing, and it's not.
You got to appeal to that, and it's like people.
Does it bother you that there are some inaccuracies to the story, though, in the telling of the story?
They kind of have to condense it for the movie. What
They
inaccuracies? You haven't seen the
Hollywooded
movie yet, have you?
No, but I actually watched a whole thing on it because I'm really big into Queen, and they like Queen a lot, and I was really interested in it. And two of the major things that they fuck up is Freddie Mercury did not openly come out and talk about his AIDS until after Live Aid 85. He came out in 88, which was 3 years later.
I thought he well, I think they shortened the ending kind of came out, but he didn't come out publicly. He just came out to his band that he had.
But still, he had not come out at all.
I think his band probably knew. But it's also it's a backroom conversation, but Brian May's the
correct.
He helped with the movie, so.
But the big one, that one's a little one. Like, I'll let that little transgression go. The one that I think upset a lot of people was the drummer getting thrown under the bus for claiming he was upset, apparently, in the movie with Freddie Mercury over the fact that Freddie wanted to go do a solo album.
Oh.
That never happened.
Actually,
the drummer was the first person to do a solo album before Freddie Mercury.
I did hear that.
So I just, when they have an opportunity to tell history a little closer to the chest and they choose some of those,
right?
They choose to be more dramatic for Hollywood's
sake.
Yeah,
they have to make it.
Gotta keep it interesting.
They have to make him the protagonist and make everything revolve around his story. And if someone else left beforehand and he didn't have a reaction,
way to do it,
then it doesn't make sense when he goes to do it. They have to keep him to be the catalyst of everything.
Yeah.
Well, so have you guys seen the trailer for the Elton John biopic they're making?
What?
I didn't know they were making.
Yeah, the dude from Kingsman, the kid, is playing him, but it's a super.
That one's gonna be more. I think that the style.
It's
Taron Egerton.
It's a fantastic. He's got a great voice.
He's gonna be Elton John. That's an amazing casting.
You should see the pictures. He looks really good. They have him like throughout the years. Like they'll have it with his hair thinning out and stuff. But it's a very fantastical style. Like at one point he's
fucking better be.
At one point he's floating. I'm like, yeah, this is definitely gonna be one of those.
It's almost like that's what they wanted for Bohemian Rhapsody, and that's not what they got, and they got upset.
Was it more like a docudrama kind of?
Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah.
I would say so.
That's why it's up for Best Picture Drama instead of a musical. Even though it's music heavy, but it's a great movie. Like literally the last chunk of that movie is all of their Live Aid performance, like uncut, like them doing it.
I heard that main actor was stellar.
Rami Malek, yeah, he did a great job. But he doesn't sing. Obviously, you can't.
They had somebody sing for it that wasn't Freddie Mercury. I heard that was incredible.
I think they used some of that, but I think they try to keep it as true as they could because obviously Rami Malek with the fake teeth and can't sing as well. He's got the accent down, but that's the important stuff. Had the body language, all of that.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
The credits did a lot of showing original footage of them
and like pictures and stuff.
Like one thing was surprising, I did not know that Freddie Mercury was Middle Eastern.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
We
looked it up. We looked it up after the fact.
His name is Farouk.
Farouk something. I don't remember.
And he changed his name to Freddie when he was in school, and then added the Mercury when he got more famous.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Legally, his name, not like a stage name.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that they showed up cased his cats.
Yes,
awesome.
he loved cats. So they had like
Tom and Jerry and
they had like 5 cats at the beginning that he had to feed. It was great.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait to see that
movie.
movie.
We had a party during the movie, like where the cat's gonna get out. What are you doing? Like, that's not how this works. You can't just open up your house to like random people while you have cats. The cats will get out or into something. But it's a movie.
Damn it! Watch for your cats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically.
PSA.
Keep riding your cats. But yeah.
Well, I don't know if we, you know what? Maybe we save that for the next one because you watched a movie for the first time recently over the holiday.
New movie, old movie.
Old movie.
It's an old movie, yeah.
And I don't know if we want to talk about that now.
You want to talk about that I've never heard of?
Really? You've never heard of it? So it's a Long Kiss Goodnight,
right?
Starring Gina Davis and Samuel L. Jackson.
Really?
And it is
That's a weird pairing.
Thriller. I guess you'd say.
Davis.
No, I would say that it was a 90s action suspense.
Okay, that's better. Yeah. There's some funny science. There's some funny science behind that movie. I would love to see MythBusters tackle.
So I've never seen Long Kiss Goodnight. Nate has been telling me to watch this movie for several years now because he really likes it.
Saw it when I was a kid.
And I love Gina Davis, so it makes no sense to me that I haven't already seen this movie.
It's the one in the Exorcist TV show we watched. Is that Gina Davis or is that someone else?
In the TV show?
She's the one who's the mom. Is that Gina Davis?
Yes.
Okay, now I know who she is. Yes. Sorry.
She was in an Exorcist TV movie?
Yeah, she was the grown. She was the grown girl from the.
She was in. Wasn't she in the baseball? The women's baseball.
Yes,
that one.
That Gina Davis. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Beetlejuice.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
You don't know who Gina
obviously
Davis
does
is?
not keep up with her at
I've
all.
seen Beetlejuice.
What?
Neither have I haven't either.
Neither of us have
No.
seen Beetlejuice.
What?
No.
Now you have.
I know
homework.
I know roughly the plot. But I've
I
never seen the movie.
genuinely can't believe you haven't seen that. That is homework.
I don't think I've ever met
I
anybody
own it.
that's
I just
never
haven't
seen
seen
Beetlejuice.
it. There's a lot of movies that I.
Yeah.
At least in the circles I run in.
It was like,
All I know is I think Alec Baldwin's in that movie.
Yeah.
yeah. So is Michael Keaton.
Is
What
what's her
are you
name?
doing?
What's
Catherine O'Hara's in it.
who's
Winona
the
Ryder.
girl?
is in it.
Winona Ryder. That's the one.
Yeah, it's a great movie that you have to see. That's your
I just
homework
wonder why his
assignment
face
before the
is
next
stretching.
Foodies.
It's in the picture of like him with like the face like pulled back into like I don't know how that. Yeah. I'll watch the movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. You need to watch it.
You know what's going to
It's
happen?
imperative.
Can I predict it here? They're going to watch this movie, and then at Halloween this next year, they're
They're
going to
gonna
do
be the-
those two because
Yeah.
they're going to see it and be like,
I certainly hope
"Fuck,
so.
that's perfect."
Are they still making the sequel?
No, they've actually got masks you can buy to do this one specific scene we're referencing.
We read online that the sequel is in the works, but nothing has surfaced about it. It's been ongoing whispers for a long time.
Do you know what awesome movie just went into pre-production that I'm stoked as hell about?
Jay and Silent Bob reboot.
Fuck yeah, it did.
Oh,
We've been watching a lot of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Especially because Kevin Smith said there's going to be some CW people in that movie.
Yeah, like Grant Gustin, I guarantee is going to be in that.
He's talked about it. It'll be good. Well, they'll probably be filming it in Vancouver. I'm guessing that's how they'll be their context.
Makes sense.
Because he made friends with all those crew people. He's probably going to get them to do that stuff up there.
It's actually smart.
I certainly hope so. I can't wait. Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is one of our favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's utterly quotable and always funny.
Super thin Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Fuck you just said though, man.
He's not going to be able to call him Lunchbox anymore. They're tons of fun.
Tons of fun. He's going to be like, I think he said, I remember listening to him talk on one of his own podcasts that he had to go through and re-edit the script to take all the fat jokes out of it because it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, it really doesn't work anymore.
Just don't acknowledge the fact that he's thin. Just
ladies.
My question is,
he's going to be swimming in that overcoat. They have to make a thinner one.
My question is, will Ben Affleck make a cameo with
They have not.
falling out between those two?
They probably will
Ben
not.
Affleck.
They will probably not even acknowledge.
Affleck was the bomb in Phantoms, yo.
Okay, you said it.
Wow.
Phantom's like a motherfucker.
They'll probably get all the other players.
Yeah.
These comic book men
Jason
guys.
Lee,
Yeah.
the comic book men dudes, the guys that play Dante and Randall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
His wife and daughter will be in it for sure.
Yeah. Wonder
daughter's
if
pretty
Johnny Depp's daughter will make an appearance.
Or Johnny Depp.
Oh.
I mean, he's not doing Pirates of the Caribbean. He's got some free time.
Yeah, Johnny Depp's not doing much of anything these days, is he?
Yeah.
Only that Harry Potter movie, right?
Yeah.
Or the spin-off Harry Potter
the
movie.
Crimes
Getting
of
like
Grindelwald.
shunned from Hollywood.
What did I just show you this morning that Danny DeVito's doing?
He is
Oh, Danny
doing.
DeVito. No, he's tons of fun.
He's going to be in like a movie. I'm like, oh, that's a good addition. Oh,
I don't remember. You showed it to me, and
it's fine. I'll find it later.
I have no idea.
Happens.
We see a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
now you have some homework for the next Foodies.
Beetlejuice, man.
Beetlejuice.
Really?
Yeah.
If I sent you a list of movies that I haven't seen, you probably would kick me off the show.
But I think on the flip, you could do the same to me.
Right.
Because I feel like there's
certain
several
things
movies.
like Veronica was telling me, like, you didn't see like any of the Indiana Jones until like a few years ago. Like, you
Correct.
missed all of them your
Correct.
adult life until
growing up, I never saw a single Indiana Jones movie, and it was 3 years ago. I watched the last original of the trilogy first, which is what was that?
the one with Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Is that the one that's like the Last Crusade?
The Last Crusade.
I
Correct.
didn't like that one.
Yeah, we watched all.
Yeah,
Liz saw all three of them finally.
Yeah.
we did our movie marathon.
Funnily enough, watching that one first and still not having seen all the first two, I think that the third movie is a great machete order way to watch that because you can use it as like a fill-in.
They also had
story.
the River Phoenix in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
The one that explained all of
River
his
Phoenix.
issues.
Yeah.
Like where he got the scar, where he got the whip, the hat, all that. It actually is a good origin.
Yeah.
I love River Phoenix. I miss him.
Joaquin Phoenix is doing an okay job.
Joaquin
in this
Phoenix
place.
is about to be busting out of the role as the Joker.
In a
I'm
maroon suit.
interested in seeing what that ends
I want
up
to see that
being.
first trailer.
Yeah, lots of
There's a lot of
trailery
good
goodness. Lots of really cool things. You guys probably have seen way more recent movies than we have.
At least I have.
Like Sorry to Bother You, I'm sure you've seen.
Yeah, that's out on
he
Hulu.
saw
Have you
that.
guys watched it? It's
Not
on
yet.
Hulu.
It's on our list. Black
it's-
Klansman.
Yeah, that's
He
good.
saw that.
That one might get some awards love for sure. At least for
Ooh.
Spike Lee might get a director, which I think he deserves.
Ooh.
Or Adam Driver isn't definitely for that movie. And then Denzel Washington's son was the main guy in that.
Okay, sweet.
The last time I saw a Spike Lee movie was when I was married.
Do the Right Thing. Not Do the Right Thing. What was that Spike Lee movie? It wasn't Do the Right Thing. What was it called?
I don't remember.
It's okay. He's done some movies.
I don't remember what it was called, but it was a couple of years ago. Spike Lee came out with a movie, and I went to the movies with my ex-husband to go see it. And it was not good. It was not good at all. We're sitting there, and my ex-husband was getting super mad watching this movie. And I was like, it's not that bad, whatever. And he's just like, we have to go. I'm like, you want to whack out at a Spike Lee movie in front of everybody? Are you kidding? And he's just like, we have to go. I hate this fucking movie. I'm like, okay. So we got up and we left. It was the only time I've ever left a movie.
I've only done that once, too.
Do share.
It wasn't my idea. I liked the movie. I went to a movie with my friends. We were still in high school. We rode our bikes to the Danville Mall and saw it at the theater there. It was Kicking and Screaming, that Will Ferrell movie, the soccer one.
I knew it was going to be fucking Will Ferrell for some reason when you said walk out of a movie.
I didn't want to leave, but all my friends were leaving. I'm like, I'm not going to leave by myself. So I guess I eventually watched the movie. I rented it and watched it.
What was the reason they walked out? Was it just
they just didn't like it. Wanted to do something else.
Now Andrew's totally fine going by himself to the movies.
Oh, for sure.
He has his little movie dates by himself.
Hey, when you have the A-list, so I just
everybody's got to have a hobby,
right? And I mean, I'm trying to think the last. So I saw Vice recently. I saw that Mortal Engines movie, that Peter Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Which was interesting.
That movie finally came out. I forgot about that movie.
It took a bit. Oh, that reminds me. We got to talk about that Peter Jackson's next thing he's making. He colorized footage from World War I and brought it into current technology and is releasing it. It's gonna be a big, not blockbuster movie, but it's gonna be a big budget documentary of World War One.
That's interesting.
All original footage that he's brought back to colorized it, fixed the audio, it looks awesome. He showed us the trailer, the original versus how it fades into what he did to it. I'm like, he spent time showing it 3D, World War One stuff from 3D. I'm like, I'm in.
That's interesting. That'll
wild.
be cool.
Peter Jackson's definitely got some. Well, he's got a lot of money and a lot of free time, and he's an artist. So,
my favorite Peter Jackson movie is always going to be Dead Alive.
King Kong.
No,
Jack Black is in King Kong.
Dramatic Jack Black. Mm-hmm. Oh, I did. Yeah, I've seen some. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna be in the Jumanji sequel. That's what it was.
Danny DeVito.
He's gonna be in the Jumanji sequel.
Are they?
I had to say Jack Black to get you there.
I didn't know they were gonna do Jumanji.
Totally.
I was thinking what? It's and that just clicked. And I was like, Danny DeVito is joining Dwayne Johnson in Jumanji sequel. I was like, oh well. Sweet. Well, he's gonna be, Danny DeVito's also gonna be in that Dumbo movie, the Tim Burton Dumbo movie that's coming out.
Yeah, they're just going all out.
The live action Disney. Did you see the pictures from the Aladdin they're making?
Yeah, apparently Will Smith will be blue, even though the pictures show him not.
He's going to be blue? He's going to be tinted?
That's what they say. I'm guessing that they show there's when they first introduced
blue
him,
smoke.
He's not, he's not blue because that would just freak this kid the fuck out. But then he reveals himself as the genie.
Probably when he gets taken over by the other guy.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Who knows? Yeah.
I mean, I'm intrigued by it but it's all these live action movies they're making. I'm like, I get it, but if it's just going to be the same, it's going to be the same story. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you can't touch. I'd much rather them just use give me a CGI genie and just use the same Robin Williams voice footage and just do that. I would have much preferred that, but.
Wonder if it would work if they're going to do a literal interpretation.
They're probably they've made it more the scenes. I watched the trailer and the scenes of him running through the city after he stole the stuff. It's very Assassin's Creed to my if him just they're doing a lot more him running through and being chased by the guards and yeah it'll be good.
Aladdin, the video game, the movie.
I bet Ollie will like that one.
It's definitely appealing to a new generation.
Mm-hmm.
Something different.
Did you guys ever watch that Mowgli?
No.
Andy Serkis Jungle Book movie.
Good, bad, and different.
I haven't seen it. I was curious. I was going to ask if you had.
No.
I don't know. There's so many movies to see. There's a bunch of movies that are out now that I want to see. Still want to see Aquaman and Mary Poppins and
Into the Spider-Verse.
Saw Spider-Man. You guys haven't seen it, which is. Let's see what other movies. There's a list. What was it? That new Kevin Hart movie that's coming out with him and Bryan Cranston?
Oh yeah,
Dick and Tyler talked about it on Podcast Review.
Yeah, and I saw a little bit of the trailer. It's based on true events.
It looks pretty good. I wasn't sure. Like, you saw on both sides, I'm like, all right, but yeah, looks better than. But I don't know, lots of good stuff coming out.
Yeah, we have a lot to watch.
Whenever the political world's in chaos, the movies usually get better for some reason.
Vibe, totally.
True that.
100%. People need more escapism, so people make better content.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
That's the whole concept for entertainment, anyways. Like, if you think about it, just escape.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to bring up another topic, but I feel like it's just a slight touch too dark. So we're going to end on a high note and get ourselves out of here now.
We have pie waiting.
Yeah, we've got delicious pie waiting, folks.
Cool? It's ready and waiting. Let's close this up. This is a
Mixed
berry pie. Some kind of triple berry pie from Aldi.
All right, folks. Well, as always, you can check out Foodies Watching Movies here every other Wednesday on the Journey into Comics Network at journeyintocomics.com. Get us on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, Spotify. Also, get us on Patreon at patreon.com/journeyintocomics. Give us $1 for early access and exclusive content. Check out all the new shows coming to the network. You guys have listened to Crucial Tunes, came out a couple weeks ago. And we got Dungeons with Dudes just debuted this past Sunday.
That was fun.
So, hell yeah, it was a great first episode to be a part of. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah.
Welcome back, AP.
Yeah.
Welcome back to podcasting, Liz. Enjoying your sabbatical away from podcasting.
Sarah, thanks for making the coffee. It was delicious.
Yeah.
Damn
Welcome
good.
back, Sarah. Thanks for being here again. V, thanks for joining me as always.
Always.
All right, folks. Well, for season 3, episode 8 of Foodies Watching Movies, I'm Nate.
I'm Veronica.
I'm Liz.
I'm Andrew.
Sarah.
We'll see you guys later. Eat fearless.